What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 15 of our Millwall save here on Football Manager 20. And today, 2 relegation 6-pointers. We're going to be taking on Fulham, and we're going to be taking on Southampton here. As you can see, we're in 19th, Fulham in 18th, Southampton in 17th. And some of you may see it. We did get our first win. We've got a couple of draws in there, 4, but we did get our first win. Let's go take a look. And it was against Wolves. Last time we were out, we played Aston Villa and Leicester. And then after that, we had a 0-0 with Norwich. Not too bad. Relatively even. Had a couple of chances. They had a couple as well. But 0-0 in the end. And for this Norwich game, we decided on trying a different type of tactic out. And I'll show it to you in a minute. But something more attacking. We were sitting back and, getting throttled, and we didn't really like that. And then we went on the road for 2 tough games in a row. Chelsea, Arsenal, we were throttled 5-0, 4-0. And then we had the Wolves game, a 2-1 victory here, a winner in the 93rd minute. Ryan Manning with it. They had a man sent off, but we were dominant before that. And then we just kept pushing with the man advantage and found it at the end there. Ryan Manning with the goal. We'll take a look at it. Our first win in the Premier League. It came at home as well. Very, very nice. And as you saw, they had 4 shots all game. We dealt with it, but this is Manning here. What a strike that is to go ahead and win us our first win of the year, or get us our first win of the year. And then we had Burnley playing that system on the road here. Not awful once again, and then we lost on a penalty 1-0. So I'm hopeful that this tactic is going to work for some of these teams that we think we can try and come up against. And we have 2 of those teams here today: Fulham and Southampton. Not West Ham. 2 games in a couple of days, and then we have Brighton at the weekend. It'll be pretty tough. I mean, these games are hugely important. If we can grab 4 points, that can really, really turn our season around. But we are going to have to see. Tawazi is showing some good potential. Currently a good player for most League One sides, which is probably about right. But he's got plenty of potential, and until we know if we're going to be up in the Premier League, if we're up in the Premier League and we can bring in another striker and let him go and develop, that would be good. But if we also drop, he can be, our second striker and develop in the Championship as well. So it's got a lot to deal with. Manning is going to miss this game, but Ferguson will go ahead and play in his spot. And then Romeo is still hurt, or he got hurt recently. Should be back from it relatively soon. He returns to full training tomorrow. Probably won't be ready for the Southampton game, but after that should be ready. We're going to get Bradshaw some starts. We haven't been playing particularly great, but it's one of those things. We're going to go with Ben Thompson also, and Durham had a poor game last time out, and hopefully we can do enough here. Obviously, we're not in the greatest of form, and everyone's not playing particularly great, but hopefully we can start getting some results. I forgot to show you guys the system. I'll go into it a little bit more, but what I was looking for was when I was particularly watching those games where teams were just continually coming on to us, our outlets they were trying to get them to the outlet. I wanted someone here in the middle to be that extra man going forward. It seemed too tall of a task to really kind of just go forward with 2 supporting wingers and no real attempt at getting anybody in the middle other than the pressing forward. So we've added a forward-thinking midfielder, Bakuna. We've just put him at advanced playmaker. Still in that middle 3, because I don't want him going too far forward and really losing the 3 in midfield. But hopefully, we'll see how it works a little bit today. It worked pretty well in the games we've played. We've gotten 4 points from him as this goes over the top to Bradshaw, and he gets there, but just can't steer it beyond the goalkeeper. The 3 games we've run it, we beat Wolves, lost that Burnley game, and then drew with Norwich. So it's got some decent results behind it so far, and we'll see how it goes as Sessegnon gets in, and he's hit the bar, and it's bounced on the bar a couple of times, and that gets relatively close. So hopefully, as we said, this formation can do us some good and get us some much needed results. But we've got a home game here against Fulham, and hopefully we can take advantage of that. As it gets to Knockhart, Jean-Michael Seri still there at Fulham. There's some good players in this Fulham side. Mawson, of course, back there as well. So that gets over to Knockhart, and they bring it forward. It's clipped in, and oof, geez, that's hit the bar as well. Twice they've hit the bar now. 3 times on the woodwork, it says, but it did bounce the first time. But they're positive too, and it shows that even these lower end teams are going to try and come here and grab wins, which is shows our current stature in this. But hopefully we can take advantage of them coming forward and see if we can get in beyond them. As they have a throw, can we nick it off them, or is this another highlight for Southampton? That gets clipped in and headed on, and Darlow this time with the save. They are currently overlapping pretty well as they have a free kick. Knockhart takes it, and it's into the wall. A quick highlight, but now we're on it here. Can we do something? McCarthy gets it clipped in. It's headed out, and it falls to Knockhart, and he kind of clears it to nobody. Now can we recycle and come back the other way? It's Grosicki on it here, and he cuts inside, and Grosicki goes for goal and forces a good save. Very, very much open in this incredibly important game for both sides. As that ball gets headed away, Bakuna's on it. Can we recycle, or is this going to be the end of the highlight? It is going to be the end of the highlight after Hinman puts it straight out of play. But everyone's playing okay at the moment. They are causing problems defensively, but we need, of course, to score goals ourselves. As Ferguson has a free kick, and he goes for goal, and that's not too far away. Very much even after the first half hour. Very nerve-wracking stuff. These two games are so big, huge for us. But time is ticking and ticking as we head toward halftime. Brighton are 2-1 up on Burnley. That is another result where we played pretty decently there, and then just the penalty did us in, which is a shame. Mavropanos is on it. And can we force something here? As that gets clipped out wide, Grosicki's on it. He cuts inside, and that's a penalty. And we are going to have a penalty here, a chance at a lead before halftime, a huge opportunity. Jed Wallace is set to take it. And Jed steps up, and he fires it home. Goalkeeper went the right way, couldn't get to it. And how big could that goal be? It's 1-0. It's a lovely penalty. Right into that corner, seemingly. It is right into that corner. Goalkeeper goes the right way, can't get a hand on it. And we're up to 18th as of this moment in time, as Ferguson gets a little bit hurt. He wants to come off, which is a shame, because we are kind of thin at the moment in terms of the bench. Things are going well. I'm happy. Not playing too badly. Let's get Ferguson off. Bring Wallace on. I believe he's the only one who can really play out here. And fullback is a area at the moment where, you know, we're kind of thin for this level. Or, well, we're pretty thin for this level. McCarthy and Wallace are not really Premier League level at the moment. Whether they will ever be or not, I don't know, as Wallace gives that away. And he goes for goal there, Knockhart, and has it blocked away. Not good early signs. But when we have an injury and a suspension, it gets even worse. And then a second injury there, which is not exactly what we want to see, is it? As we lose the ball there, still holding on to it a little bit. Hinman on it. Thompson. Let's not give the ball away here, as Bakuna does really well to find that ball out to Grosicki. He's done really well on this left-hand side. He keeps having the beating of him, but Bakuna's on it. And has a shot at goal that's saved relatively easily. A bit tame, the effort. Now we're going back to the goalkeeper here. Cooper on it. Just holding on to it a little bit, playing around the back. We find Grosicki, and he puts a good ball into Bradshaw, and Bradshaw is going to go for goal. Should have taken it early. Man gets back in time and blocks it. And now they have a throw in our half. It's got to come in. Knockhart, he's got plenty of space here, and Darlow makes a huge save. That was not okay. I did not like the space he was getting there, Knockhart. He can hit them. As that ball comes in, Cavaliero's on it. Can we clear it? We can, and Grosicki's on it. Can we possibly break from this? Gets it out to Bradshaw. Bradshaw has it taken off of him. That looked like a promising break, but in the end, didn't come to it. All right, let's make a couple of changes. They're going to have to start coming forward. Let's get some fresh legs on up front. And I am going to make this change relatively early here. I hope we don't have an injury, but the change is coming right now. And now they have a throw in our half, or in our third. Mitrovic is on it. Johansson. Brian gets it clipped, and it's Knockhart again who gets behind Wallace. What I am going to do is put Wallace on defend here. Wallace keeps having his man get behind him, and it's not because he's... It's just because he's a bit slower for that kind of position at the moment. So let's see if we can put Wallace fullback defend. No nonsense fullback on defend, I think. Just get it out of there when it comes near you. Murray, Grosicki, almost does lose it, but picked up very well in midfield. Grosicki on it now, and it gets played out. And now they're on attacking, and they really are pushing for it. They feel they need something from this. As we have a free kick, it's clipped in. Can we get a head onto it? Not quite. Here's Knoll. Don't lose it here. And he does well to keep hold of it. And it's Grosicki on the other end. And Grosicki has it saved by Bettinelli. That's a massive opportunity. A huge, huge chance. Can we recycle the corner? Bakuna. Jed Wallace has it put out for a throw. That was a massive opportunity. A really big opportunity, but we're playing pretty well. We might have our first victory on a live comm here in the Premier League. And now we have a throw here. We're having the highlights at the moment, assuming we don't give it away there. And we do give it away there, though. Doan puts it back in. Thompson does well to nick in. He clips it out to Jed Wallace, and Jed Wallace is in here. And Jed Wallace goes for goal from a tight angle, and it's saved by Bettinelli. And that is not the end of the highlight. That gets clipped forward to Knockhart. Johansson on it here. Are they going to have themselves a chance as well? As it gets put out wide. Doan's on it. Thought we might have had it there. Gets clipped in, and Mitrovic glancing a header just wide. And now highlights are coming thick and fast for where I want this to be. Bakuna, don't lose it. McCarthy does well. Jed Wallace. Bakuna, and he loses it, but we keep hold of it. Gets it clipped out there, and now Fulham are on it, and this worries me just a little bit. I really should go a little bit more defensive. Just try and see this out a little bit better, because they're starting to get a little bit aggressive here. Knockhart on it, and he gets it into the box, and it's Doan here, and it gets outside. Riveros, it clips the cross, Knockhart, and there's the goal. Oh, man. He's been threatening all day on this right-hand side, getting the better of our fullbacks. I don't want to see it anymore. That's annoying. A chance that could go wasted. As time is starting to tick, tick, tick. Is there going to be another highlight here? It doesn't look like it. And it looks like we are going to draw as that gets clipped in. Bettinelli on it. We had some big opportunities. And that's happened a little bit with our dreadful. It's annoying. It's so annoying. It's happened a little bit with our season so far, especially in those draws. We've had huge opportunities and we're just not taking them. These guys need to be rested. And that issue at fullback is really not doing well, is it? Manning was suspended for that one, and Ferguson went off. Knockhart had the beating of Wallace the entire time since he came right back on. It's devastating, that one. That one is a bit devastating. But we have Southampton here. We need to grab a win. We need to have a win here. That's a big one. We're 3 points back now of Southampton. A win would bring us level on points. Our goal difference is not in a good spot. But, you know, it's one of those things. So we're going to jump into the Southampton game. Hopefully we can go ahead and grab the result we're looking for. But let's go. All right, here we are. Jumping into it. The Southampton game. Millwall, Southampton. Højbjerg is out, which is good. What we are going to do, I think, for this one, Hyndman hasn't played particularly well there. Romeo, you know, he could play. We're going to risk him because just with fullbacks, they're just driving me insane. He wanted to come off Ferguson, by the way, and he seems like he'll be okay, which is good. We're going to get Ferguson onto the bench, but I think we are also going to get Durham on the pitch. I think this is where we are going to go. Grosicki got into some good positions last time out. Hopefully, he can continue to get into those good positions and finish off. I mean, he had a massive opportunity last time out. We'll see how it goes. And then Manning is going to have to deal with, you know, players like Redmond on his side. So show me what you can do, lads. This is a big old game, just like the Fulham game was. At least we didn't lose it. But a win can be so huge for us. We've got Brighton next as well. These are 3 games here we need points from. So hopefully we can turn it into something. Though they come in here and they're not starting on positive, which is not normal for a lot of these clubs. We'll see how that works. Dumfries, another pretty decent player here. And that says a lot. I mean, this team is 17th. There's some good players here. Redmond, Danny Ings, Ward-Prowse, Bertrand, Holding, Dumfries, Enga's Gunn's a good goalkeeper. There's some really good players here. They have a free kick. Ward-Prowse is really good at them, and that goes over the bar. Vestergaard gets ahead to it. A relatively quiet start so far, though they look like they want to do something here as well. Debo on it, gets it to Bertrand. Can we nick it off them? Vestergaard gets it back to the goalkeeper. And that gets clipped over the top. Redmond takes it down and just manages to sneak around. It's a good tackle, though, in the end. Darlow gets it out to Jed Wallace. Can we do something? Can we have the highlight here? Jed Wallace racing forward, and he goes for goal from distance, and that is not troubling anybody. We have it here. A throw in our half, or in their half. And Durham gets a really good ball in, and Grosicki gets a head onto it. And it's clipped over the bar. The teams around us keep on losing. I think in the end, the point total needed isn't going to be as high as it normally seems like it would be. But, you know, for the moment, we'll take it. As Manning does well to nick that ball away, and we get it out to Grosicki. Gets it back across. Cooper. Thompson. Can we work our way forward here? Gets it into Bakuna. We're moving the ball around here, using the center backs if we need to. And that gets clipped over. Grosicki does well, and he beats his man. And Grosicki, oh, it has it blocked. He gets into some really good positions, but we have to be a little bit more clinical as Bakuna's on it. Gets it out wide to Romeo. And Romeo goes for goal, and that is blocked away. Danny Ings is on it. We take it away. Bradshaw nicked off him, but falls back to us. Grosicki, Thompson gets it out to Manning. And Manning clips it in, and Bradshaw, can he put it over the line? He can. It's in. It's an own goal, I guess, as Rob Holding tried to clear it, and it must have just gone into the back of the net. But we lead again. It's 1-0. Very, very nice stuff. This is good football. Manning gets it out wide, slings it across. Bradshaw gets a head onto it. And then Rob Holding tries to clear it. It can't leave the goal. Goes in off the post, seemingly. And we've taken a 1-0 lead. And, you know, just having a little bit of luck helps. We grabbed a little bit there, though they have an early corner here. And Darlow comes up big and grabs it. He's been a pretty decent goalkeeper for us. Not too many mistakes, though. As soon as I say that, he gives it away. But Jed Wallace is there to nick it away. Now it's on to Bradshaw. Romeo. Bacuna. We're moving the ball around again. Romeo getting out of the way a little bit, but Durham covering just a little bit back there. Romeo now. Wallace. And Wallace beats his man, and it is going to be a penalty. Come on. Give me the penalty. It should be. It is. Jed Wallace to step up. Can he do it? 2 penalties today. And Jed Wallace to take, and he finishes it off, and it's a 2-0 lead here inside 25 minutes. There we go. That's what we like to see. That's what we need. We need something here. Jed Wallace smacks it home. Goalkeeper dove the right way, but a little bit late. Jed Wallace put some power on it, and that is what we're desperately in need of. A 2-0 lead here as we approach the half-hour mark. And all the teams around us are losing. And at the moment, we're currently dominating this game. Their only chance so far, Southampton, coming via the free kick. And they have another free kick here as that gets clipped in. Vestergaard again on the end of it. And gets headed over the bar. They haven't had anything from open play yet, though they have a throw here. Can we nick it off them? Armstrong on it. Bertrand. Oh, I thought we were going to take it there for a moment. Dabo gets it to Redmond. Armstrong. Oh, Romeo misses the tackle there. Redmond's on it. Gets it in. Armstrong into the middle. Dabo. Can we nick it off him? Dumfries does well to win that there. Ward-Prowse. Dumfries again. Can we block it? We can. Manning does well. Don't lose it. He clips it forward. Locked on. And they're back in possession. And these highlights are a little bit long. And Redmond goes. He has it blocked. Get out of here. And there is the end of the highlights. What I was looking for. James Ward-Prowse doing pretty good on his things. West Brom have pulled back against Tottenham, but we do get into halftime. And we are playing well, aren't we? Dominating from open play. If we can just avoid giving them free kicks in dangerous spots, we can keep this up. It's 2-0. We've got a 2-goal lead to protect. We're not going to sit back just yet. And Ben Thompson and Durham are not having the greatest of games, but they get into good positions, and they've been winning the ball back, which is good. And now we have a throw-in in their third. Bacuna on it. Here's Durham. Thompson. And they're playing around with it here. Romeo gives it to Bacuna, who has a shot, is blocked. And that gets clipped out. Is that going to go out for a corner? It is going to go out for a corner. We're going to have ourselves a free corner there. A weird one to concede from Southampton. That comes in, and Cooper's on it, and Angus Gunn does well. Last year we had Cooper, and he scored a bunch of goals off those set pieces. And then just when I was looking at the club vision over the break between this period, or this episode and last episode, I found that the corner tactic had changed back to, I guess, what is the original or the default or whatever. And I was wondering why he wasn't getting in good positions and stuff, and I figured out why, because that had changed back. But we've changed it back, and hopefully he can get back to scoring goals for us, or at least causing problems in the box. Romeo wins that there. Vestergaard does well to nick it back, and here's Redmond on it now. And he's getting to the byline. He's incredibly quick, Redmond. He's a good player. Ward-Prowse, and he's finished it off. Oh, please don't do this again. 2-1. Half hour to go. Oh, that's annoying. Redmond gets to the byline, slips it in here, and there's nobody. Ugh. A free attempt at goal for Ward-Prowse. I'm just going to give them a little bit of praise. Let them know they're still in a decent position here. We're going to get Ben Thompson off. Bring Hinman on, as they have a corner, and there's nothing there. Krasicki also, as soon as I say that, he jumped up a couple points, but he's not having the greatest of games. Norwich are behind, which is something we want to see. And they have a throw in our third. This would be devastating to not win any of these games from leading positions. They're back onto positive. If we can nick it off them and break. Not quite. And they get it out wide. And there's Bertrand here. Gets it into the middle. Back to Bertrand. Gets it to Ward-Prowse. And he curls it. And it goes wide. don't want to change anything because we're not playing poorly. We're doing well. It's just they're pressured by the demand more, which is kind of annoying. Let's make a change here. Get a little bit more pace on. We'll bring Aiden O'Brien on. Why not? And can we hold out here? We're going to go cautious. There's a minute to go. 30 seconds. That might be it. Burnley are getting whacked over there. Blow the whistle. That's gone out. It's a win. A massive win. 4 points from these 2 games we said was a good, we've done well with that. We needed at least 4 points. We got the 4 points. 6 would have been nice, of course, but 4 could have been worse, I suppose. And here we are. We're level with Bournemouth, level with Southampton now, in a pretty good position. We've needed that. And our form is also pretty good, so hopefully everybody's, in good spirits. Let's look at the schedule. It's, only 1 loss from our last 4, and that 1-0 penalty loss there. We've needed these points. Look at this schedule we've got coming after Brighton. City, Everton, United, Chelsea, FA Cup, Leicester, Villa. And then Norwich, United, and after that, it just doesn't stop getting difficult. And then we got a good chunk here. And then we got 4 in a row where we, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 8 that are winnable. But this chunk here is going to be difficult. And we're going to find ourselves in a spot where West Ham were in real life, where they were, had a huge run of games that you didn't think they'd get very many points from. And they're going to have to make it up toward the end. And that's kind of where we look like we're going to go. We're going to need a couple of surprise results somewhere. And we're going to need to win the games we need to win. We got West Brom at home, Brighton at home, Burnley at home, Southampton away, Fulham away. And then these 2 are away from home, unfortunately. But we're going to need to grab something there. But we'll see. Next time we come back, do we come back for Barnsley, Leicester? I don't expect to get many points here. City, Everton, United, Chelsea, and Brighton's the next game. I don't expect to get many points here. I think we're going to come back for Barnsley, Leicester. And we'll see how everything goes from there. And we'll see where we're at. But at the moment, not awful or anything. We're up to a B-, which is good. Pleased with our win over Southampton and Wolves, which is good. Not too many players playing particularly well, but then again, we're as a team are going to struggle this year anyway, so we'll see as we go forward. We're in a pretty good spot, considering what we are and what's going on. We're 1 point away from being safe, so we'll have to take it as we go, and we shall see what happens, guys. But that is going to be the end of this episode. I hope you folks have enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more, and peace.